Hey friends, welcome to Moxie Gardens. Today, a little bit more maintenance. We're getting the garden prepped, right? We can't just have beautiful garden tours all the time. I want to show you the steps, just especially if you're a brand new gardener and you're looking outside and you're like, oh, this is terrible. Yeah, it looks terrible for a little bit. That being said, we're gonna continue the process of getting ready for all this stuff to just come into its own. So I'm getting rid of this today. I've never liked it from the moment I put it in. I thought maybe it'd grow on me. Underneath of it is where the water kind of flows in there and it just sits there all season long. In fact, you see there right now, it's full of leaves, but there's water. So I'm going to be removing this, adding something simple. Again, when I say something simple, I'm adding what fits in Moxie Gardens. We use a lot of repurposed items. And so I've got railroad ties and whatnots. I think I'm going to use railroad ties there. And then we need to clean up the side garden. When I say side garden, we're going to get rid of the rest of the grass clumps, throw them in there. I'm going to dig out these alliums, separate them, and plant them in the back. And then the cutest little fairy tale type flowers. I think they'll go great right here amongst the Z that we've got. And then we're going to take out this golden privet, get this basket out of here, and then I think right along this area, right all through here, we're going to either go with azaleas or we're going to go rhododendron. So let's remove some things while we think about it. Okay, I'm gonna head down there and recap, but I thought, so beautiful right through here. It's what I get to look out at from our patio porch. Gosh, the wind is blowing so much, and it's not currently, so I was like, oh, everything feels calm. Came to get my phone to do a recap, and I thought, well, this is perfect. So, absolutely beautiful little view of our garden. Okay, back down here where the work resides, this is what we worked on. We're getting ready to add azaleas. We're not going to be able to, I'm not putting them in this video right now. We have one day where we have temperatures that are going to be right around 33. It jumped up to 35, but it went to 34, down to 33, back to 35. So I'm not even going to flirt with it. I do, however, might go out and purchase them and just kind of rest them on top in their pots and just kind of see how it's going to work out. So my overall vision here soon, you can see here, let me just take you up top here. It gets a little dark back here. I'm talking peak summer when the sun's, right at the top as its highest peak. We might see 2.5 hours right through here. Otherwise, we're only looking at an hour and a half to maybe an hour and a half, honestly, hour of daylight, sunlight, pure sunlight on these plants. So that's why removing all this meant so much. The tiger's grass that used to sit there, that's out. The sedum, that's out because everything flopped. It performed, it grew, but it was all floppy. The clematis, that's why I removed that clematis to get it back into more sun. So that being said, I want to do a rhododendron and space them out and then go around. That's my vision, and go around the rhododendron with azaleas, but I'm torn. So I need a little bit of height to come right through in here, but then I want some lower level plants. And then I'm thinking, if those azaleas do go in there, do I then, dot in a bunch of hostas and just give 3 items through here: a rhode, azalea, and hostas. And then it's not so busy. See, I'm just kind of torn. I've got a book. That's a good thing about some of these nurseries. They have books of their inventory, and I've been kind of looking through them. But they offer 3 different colors. There's a pink, there's a white, and there's a purple azalea. I almost want to go white just to brighten the space up. So that might be my question to you guys. It was like, help me out here. If this was your space, would you go with the white? Would you do pink? And then pink and purple to me makes no difference. Do you maybe alter them? Do you do so many whites, so many pinks, and then the rhododendron? I don't know. Maybe 2 rhodes on both sides flanking it, and then that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to come up with that. But feel free, type in what you're thinking, because sometimes there's a lot of times I've taken your guys' information and kind of put my own twist on it, or went straight with it, because it does help to have another second pair of eyes. Okay, also, we've got lambs here. I know it's spotty right now, but that's because it's filling in. It's just waking up, but gosh, it performs well here. That's why I think I have a chance with the azaleas. That being said, I think I'm going to take the lamb's ear out of here and give it a better space in the garden. Maybe right around the pond. Somebody brought up that lamb's ear. That might be a good opportunity to put that lamb's ear right around the creek. The creek. And then maybe do some more azaleas here. So maybe azaleas right through here, azaleas right there, so it kind of blends in. See, these are the things that I have to think about when I'm doing the garden, and now I'm just speaking out loud. And then, of course, once we come to this side, we're just gonna continue. So whatever I do over there, I'm just gonna continue. I don't want it to look any more busy than it needs to be. I've already got busy, right? I got busy with those planters. Hear all the birds. But anyway, I'm thinking just whatever I decide, I'm just gonna flush through here. But I don't think that I should go with all just one color. So I'm like, do I do one rhododendron and then do a bunch of azaleas around it? Or that's gonna be a tough call. And then right through here is where I'm talking. Maybe I can do the lamb's ear and dot them in here so they kind of flirt with the stone there. And then again with the edge here, I think that would be absolutely beautiful. But I'm also wanting to do ajuga, monkey grass. Gosh, slot. So you saw at the beginning, we mowed. Oh my gosh, first mow of the season. Look how beautiful that looks. I did not need to wait this long to mow. It's just been super busy, but how beautiful is that? That's a fescue blend right there. It's just beautiful. It's all coming together. Really wish I could just open the gate to everyone who wanted to show up today and just come on in. And then, of course, as I say, all my projects are my favorite. Here's another favorite. So we went and we took out that stairway here. Was just never meant to be. I knew it almost from the moment that I purchased the wood and put it there. I think I held on to it because I purchased the wood. That being said, I'm just happy that I went back with this. The only difference is this used to be really tight. There was one right on top of the other. Now I've left some wiggle room in there. I've also left, well, it's about a 2 to 3 inch gap in some places, 4 inch, depending on which section you're in. Like this one has the biggest gap right there, and there's a bunch of water. You probably can't see it because of the leaves that are in there. That's okay. Just trust me, they are. And then when you step on them, they just kind of move ever so slightly. It kind of gives you that, I don't know, you get to use your own imagination, but when you step on them, they just move ever so slightly. I love it. And then you've seen that I put this piece of sod. So I'm in another pickle right now. As you look at this view right here, you can see how lush the grass is up there. I mean, it is top notch up there. And then we get to this point right here, and this is where all the water flushes down off to the side and right here. So I'm debating, do I add another little dry creek that I have right up there? Let me get posted in there. See that little dry creek, and then the water just flushes right down and follows it back towards me. Or do I've worked with gravity on all this water issues that we've had in this garden. Or do I put a drainage right here and then a pipe coming back here so that the water drains into where I'm standing to keep the water off, the puddling water off of this section. Then I can go back and sod it so it can be as beautiful it is and lush up there. Projects, everything. That's why gardens are never done, right? And then you can see right here, gosh, this is almost the worst view of the garden. Is just, it's just terrible. And then right here, I went through, I don't think I showed it on camera. Anyways, I dug up a bunch of heuchera and set it over there because this used to have a ton of heuchera, and the water drained in there and they've all rotted out. But I've got 3 that I've noticed, so I'm gonna take and put those somewhere else in the garden. But I'm thinking I can go up against that Bradford pear there. That used to be the only, so I had 2 Bradford pears in this garden, and that was the only thing. If you recall, if you're just joining us, we never even had no trees, no fences, no ponds, nothing, just grass and 2 Bradford pears. I took both the Bradford pears out, and one of them, I kept the stump right here. So this is the lower half of that tree, and I just made it part of a border per se. So I think I'm just going to tuck up against there with some sod and make it and call it good. And then on the back side, we've got black mondo grass, and then there's a ton of hosta in there, different colors, different varieties that really just play really well with that Bradford pear there. And then eventually you won't even see the stump, but just the little parts. And then now that I took the heuchera out, you'll see the bottom part of it. I think it'll be really, really cool if I can go up against it with the sod. I think that'll be good. And then right here, of course, I have 3 Taylor junipers, because somebody's going to ask. We talked about that in my video today, or yesterday. The 3 main questions. This, the moongate, the Taylor junipers, and the Arizona blue spruce, the big furry thing, as they often ask. Anyways, I think that's a good day's worth of work. The mowing, this in here, the sod, and then cleaning out those plants and shrubs over there. So I'm getting them transplanted. So that being said, I think we're going to just go ahead and finish here. I'll go make some decisions, and I will see you folks on the flip side. Bye-bye now.